Hey, I'm Jordan, and I can't cook. But my buddy Ian says he can help me. He's gonna give me some real life instruction that hopefully will sink in better than following an online recipe has ever done. And we're gonna make some meals for my family and see if I can learn how to cook.
All right, as you know, I can't cook, never have been able to, but I'm gonna figure it out and you're gonna tell me how. So
Sounds good.
I'm gonna start with a lasagna.
I love lasagna.
It seems easy enough, but it's a little daunting for somebody with my lack of skill. So you think you can tell me how to make a lasagna successfully?
I will tell you how I make a lasagna. Whether or not you successfully make the lasagna is kind of going to be up to you. So
Fair point. I'm still gonna blame you.
yes, no, that's the way it works. Let's see. Is it like three major components? The red sauce. There's whatever your like white cheesy component's going to be. And then there's kind of like assembling it in layers and baking it. So so for the red sauce for this lasagna, we're gonna do like a classic bolognese. First, we're gonna need some kind of tomato product. I'd recommend getting 2 of like the big cans of tomatoes.
We've got like really big cans, whole peeled, diced. Got petite diced, crushed. I think I want crushed. Classic.
One of the smaller cans of tomato paste.
Seems like a microscopic can. We're going with it.
So big, like Dutch oven or sauce pot. You're gonna put olive oil or vegetable oil in the bottom of that pot.
This is the biggest pot I own.
Is that all clap?
6 quarts. That's from when we got married.
Oh, okay,
20-something years ago. So
It's in perfect condition still.
I probably used that pot 10 times in the last 20 years.
Olive oil put in.
And then first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna brown your protein, which I didn't mention as part of your grocery list. So let's go for 1 pound of ground beef.
Here's 1.2 pounds, 80%. I like fat, right?
Let's do equal parts and then 1 pound of Italian sausage. You should be able to find Italian sausage that's just in like pack the way the ground beef comes.
1.37 pounds pork Italian sausage. Works for me. I'm gonna put it on a plate because I put everything on plates. Actually, I'm gonna wash my hands first. 1.2, so I need 4/5 of this meat. That looks like 4/5. Let's open up the Italian sausage. I have 1.37.
I love that
So-
you could have totally just used both of them. You didn't have to separate the like 0.3 ounces
Break
or
off a
whatever.
corner.
You said a pound of each.
I don't remember any instructions about like the pan needs to get hot. Should I crumble this up first? And we're just gonna dump it in. Sizzled. That seems like a good thing. And I'm just gonna break it up here. It is sticking to the bottom of the pan.
And really don't be afraid to like let the meat sit without touching it for a while. You're gonna be dicing the veggies while this is happening. Okay. That way you're not trying to touch it. You're gonna need a couple of onions.
I don't know if I need small or big. Picked up several like I knew what I was looking for.
Maybe let's say 4 cloves of garlic.
I have no idea where garlic is. Onions, turnip, ginger, shallots, rutabaga, parsnips. This is the closest I could find. It's like 6 or 7 cloves. Maybe that saves me a step.
Oh, and then because it's a bolognese, we're also gonna add some carrots. So maybe let's say 2 carrots and maybe 2 ribs of celery.
I don't know. Is the rib just anything after the bottom part?
Yeah, I thought of a rib as an individual.
I should probably look at celery more often.
It says $2.99 per bunch, so I guess I'm getting a whole bunch. Thought it was celery, but it's leek celery hearts. I also found a bag of carrots that are a lot cheaper.
So all of your veggies, you're gonna just kind of dice all that up as kind of small as you can. So you could do that with a knife on your cutting board. You could also make it easy on yourself and just kind of break things into like large chunks, put all those large chunks in your food processor and put some food price. You have a food price so that you're doing Michael, my friend.
Say that's trash, and that seems like trash too. I don't know. What's the best way to cut a carrot or dice up a carrot? Should I like try to flatten it out?
So far so good. This is what I would have done. Cut the carrot right down the middle.
Start cutting.
I would be curious how you got to such a
Get 'em
fine
smaller
dice
than this.
now.
Just do this slowly. There's got to be a better way than this. I mean, stuff is flying everywhere. I can hear the meat back there. Ian said to just let it go. That's what I'm doing.
I'm actually really surprised
I'm calling that.
You ended up with such a
diced.
uniform result, given that this is the approach that you took.
I gotta look at this meat. Okay, chunked up the meat a little bit. 2 ribs of celery. So I'm just gonna say 2 of these things. Do I have to wash this?
Just about to say, are we gonna wash those celery ribs, Jordan?
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna make like
wash
thin
celery?
strips.
It's in a bag like that.
They're really
Wash
small.
the celery in the future.
Shabby. Garlic. Try this whole action again where I split things into little slivers. I don't know. Just make like really small cuts here. Okay, I think we're going back to the carrot method on this one. And 2 onions. Now I know there's certain ways to chop an onion. I don't remember what they are. Chop through and do this or something. Down, but not all the way through. Chop like this. I think I might have figured it out. That's not too bad. In the bowl too. Meat's making a lot of noise back there. Has me worried. So I've made a small mess.
But so once you get all that browned off, hopefully there will be some stuff stuck to the bottom of your pot. That's great. That's called fond. Again, that's flavor. So we're going to keep all that in there. You're going to scoop all your cooked meat out and set it aside.
Okay.
This is what our meat looks right now. It looks completely burned to me. Let's move it around.
Ooh, that's pretty
all
crispy on the bottom.
stuck.
Yeah, you might have let it sit a little long. But honestly, nothing in there looks burnt.
There's absolutely no way that this meat is right.
It's just very, very deeply caramelized and it's stuck to the bottom
It
of your
looks
pot.
totally burned.
And then you're going to take those diced veggies and you're going to put them in. So you're not
Are gonna be a bunch of like fat and stuff in the pot?
Yep, and that's gonna help. That's gonna help.
So I'm not straining anything. Or...
No. Once you're not looking to really get color on your veggies, so you can probably turn the heat down at this point to about like medium low, just depending on the volume of veggies.
Veggies are in. I just stepped
So
on
you
a
got all the
carrot.
veggies in there. You probably hit them with like a pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt. Maybe do a little bit more. I don't know how big a pinch is supposed to be.
We're not going to go too heavy on the seasoning at this stage because ultimately this whole pot of bolognese is going to get reduced. So we're going to kind of wait till the end for a final seasoning of that sauce.
Okay. Just to be clear, this is the point of the recipe where I'm like, this is too complicated. I'm out. So, this is why I've never made a lasagna.
So let's see. So we've got our veggies sweated, our meat's cooked, our veggies are still in the pot. At this point, you're going to take that can of tomato paste and you're going to put that in with your veggies. Because what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to fry that tomato paste a little bit. It's going to start sticking to the bottom of the pot also, but that's fine.
I read my note that said that will stick to the pot. I'm not worried yet. I'm still having an existential crisis about this meat that like looks, I mean, some of it looks okay, but some of it looks totally burned. I mean, some of that, yeah. I'm gonna have to take some of that out.
Definitely
be
feel
way
like
too
I
hard to get rid of
tasted
just
like
the
good
burned parts.
texture in the meat so that like
It's
it
also in
had like
large
crispy
chunks.
bits on it.
Hard as a rock. And you know, that's part of the experiment. Follow the instructions. Maybe he'll realize his buddy can't cook.
Another thing on your grocery list that I forgot to mention is you're going to want to get one of those like cardboard things of beef broth.
Beef, stock, and broth, which I guess are different. Beef broth.
So then once your tomato paste looks like it's sticking real good, put about half of that carton of beef broth in there and then really again get in there with your wooden spoon. You might want to ramp the heat up at that point too, so that you can kind of scrape the bottom of that down and make sure nothing's stuck after this point. We're deglazing the bottom of the pot.
It is starting to stick a little bit. Not sure how I'm gonna know how much half is, but turn the heat back up to like 7. And right now it looks like vegetable stew, which I guess kind of it is. It's not sticking too bad, so we'll just give it a little bit of time.
Then you're gonna take all of your cooked meat, incorporate that back in.
I'm literally gonna like try to cut up this meat. Maybe the sauce will reanimate. If I had to guess, he misjudged how long it was gonna take me to cut up carrots. I guess crispy meat's better than raw meat. I'm about to use my hands, but I don't want people to see that I'm willing to do that. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. We'll put the meat back in. Perfectly prepared meat.
So at some point, you'll want to crank that oven up to probably 350, I would say.
And then I'm going to put the pot in the oven.
So, nope, we still have our big cans of tomatoes that we have.
Right.
So then mix everything up. Stick that bad boy in the oven.
2. This pot is pretty full.
And you're looking for it to reduce by about an inch.
Here's my predictions at this stage of the game. People eating it, my family, are going to say that the meat is too hard. And I think they're going to say, why is there carrots in this? Because I don't think I diced up the carrots well enough.
You're just going to maybe check it every 45 minutes or so, give it a little stir. This could take anywhere from, an hour to 3 hours, depending.
First 45-minute timer went off, so let's take a peek and see what we got.
So once you reduced it by about an inch and it's looking good, it's looking like a nice thick sauce.
Should look like sauce.
Should look like sauce.
It does look like sauce, but it's not reduced by an inch, that's for sure.
Recipes rely so much on it should take this amount of time to do it. And that's where I think home cooks without a lot of experience go wrong. So much of cooking, I think, is getting the feel for what the right end stage.
Right. Honestly, it should look like sauce is way better description than any other recipe could tell me.
Okay, I'm about 42 minutes into the next 45 minute set. We're definitely bubbling more here. It's gone down a little bit. Still have no idea how to tell. It's not gone down an inch. There's no way. So I guess we'll give it another 45 minutes. It's been another 43 minutes. It's definitely thicker than last time. If anything, it's too thick. Took the sauce out.
So we've got our sauce. Now we need to season it. And so again, this is going to be a totally personal preference kind of thing. Our 2 main seasonings that we're going to use for this sauce are going to be salt and sugar. Carrots are going to add some natural sweetness, so you hopefully won't need a ton of sugar. But what you're going to do is you're just going to take it. You're probably going to add, to start, 2 nice pinches of salt.
Okay.
Stir that in there and then taste it. Because the right amount of salt is how much salt it takes to make it taste good before it tastes salty. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
If it tastes salty, it's too much.
Well, I know that before I get too salty.
I know you will. And then same with the sugar. I would start with just you might taste it and think this doesn't need any more sweetness. The carrots did their job. What the balance that you're looking for in your mouth is does this taste a little on the tart side? The answer to that is yes. Add little bits of sugar until it feels balanced.
1. It's good. It doesn't taste tart or anything. I don't really know.
So now you got a basic bolognese, and then you can make your life a little bit easier in 2 ways when it comes to assembly. Once your bolognese is really where you want it to be cool during assembly, just because that's going to make your life easier. So you can cool that bolognese down more quickly if you transfer it onto a cookie sheet, so you've got more surface area for steam to evaporate from.
There's no way that whole thing of sauce is going to fit in this sheet pan.
So next is our noodles. Okay. Get a box of lasagna noodles. You might need 2 boxes. I think a box is usually a pound. You might need 2 pounds depending on the size of your lasagna tray. I assume.
I'm using a 9x13 Pyrex.
So one of these. So yeah, if you're putting this on here, I would probably boil up 2 boxes of noodles just to be safe. But I bet you can get away with 1.
Burrito, and that's like the standard stuff, right? Oops. Nobody wants chickpea spaghetti anyways. All right.
Although I like that you called it burrito.
Got one box. I have one box at home. So
I've only ever heard it
go with
pronounced
this.
Barilla.
One box.
So yeah, boil up your noodles.
I'm not really sure how it's supposed to go into this. Seems obvious that you would just lay the lasagna noodles in there, but like, am I gonna have to cut them all to fit because they're too long? If I go this way, they're not long enough. I guess they could grow or shrink once they get in the water. And if I do it this way, I probably only need one box. It said to follow the instructions in the box. It says to boil uncovered for 8 minutes, gently stirring occasionally. Seems like a lot of layers of pasta in this pot. The pasta's in. I don't want to break them, but I want to press them down. Okay, I think I got them all submerged. So I forgot what time I put the pasta in, but I think it's been about 8 minutes now. I'm gonna check it. I don't know, it's kind of limp. I know it's been at least 8 minutes, so I'm calling it.
Or if you have another pot with just like ice water in it, you can immediately transfer them to. That's gonna stop the cooking process of your noodles so they don't get overcooked. And it's going to make your noodles easier to handle. You're really just going to want to, once they feel cold to the touch from being in there, take them out and just put them on, like, you know, set up some like paper towel or something and just kind of set them in an individual, like don't stack them or they'll stick to each other, just individual layers of lasagna noodles.
It says sheet pan lightly covered with cooking spray. He said put into ice water and put on paper towels. So we're going to do his method for sure.
So now you've got your bolognese. Now you've got your noodles cooked. The last really key component here is your bechamel. So this is a white sauce that just adds a ton of just like creamy, luxurious, like unctuousness. Bechamel is super easy. In a little saucepan, you're gonna put probably a tablespoon of butter. You're gonna do a tablespoon of flour in there. And you're just going to cook both of those together, stirring kind of constantly in your little saucepan. And what you're looking for is to go from being like white to like a little bit of like tan color, so it's getting kind of dark. And
I think that looks right.
once you kind of get to that stage, you're going to turn down your heat even a little bit more, and you're going to get a whisk. And back on your grocery list, you're going to need a pint of heavy whipping cream.
There we go, easy peasy.
Too
I'm
small.
so confident.
There we go, easy peasy, half the amount I need.
I probably should have checked if this was a pint.
Now you're probably not going to use the whole pint, but it's just better to have more just in case.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna slowly add the heavy whipping cream into your roux, which is what we made with the butter and flour, whisking constantly. And I would say start with half of that pint. And you're just going to cook it until it's noticeably thickened.
Start adding in some of the cream. He said start with half of the cream. I don't think he means only use half of the cream. I think he just meant to get it started. It's not going to be enough sauce for a whole lasagna with just that one. That could be a problem.
Definitely add a little pinch of salt in there.
Add some salt. Now I'm not sure what to do then. I only got a half a pint. I guess we're just gonna have half the sauce we would normally have. All right, me and the egg guy have been stirring this for a few minutes now. I can tell it's starting to get a little thicker.
The classic seasoning for something like this that would go in a lasagna, in my opinion, is just a tiny bit of nutmeg, which seems weird. But that little bit of warm spice really does add a little extra kind of something to a bechamel, and go very, very light on the nutmeg, like less than half a teaspoon. Like you're talking, you just want to like if you take your little shaky thing sideways and give it like a real hard tap, whatever falls out, like that's like you're too much nutmeg. If you taste the nutmeg in the end lasagna, you've messed up.
So we're just gonna like, looks like it might have been too much.
A little bit of black pepper I think would be good here also. Yeah, I think that's it. Once you've got like a nice thick kind of Alfredo sauce going, again, taste it. If it feels like it could use a little bit more salt, add a little bit more salt. That should really be the only thing.
It doesn't taste like much. I think I'm gonna add some salt.
So then that's your bechamel. So now we've got our bolognese, we've got our noodles, we've got our bechamel. I think it's time to assemble it. 2 more ingredients that we haven't talked about that are gonna also go in this assembly, and that's gonna be shredded mozzarella cheese and that classic green can of shaky Parmesan.
Great Parmesan. I'm not sure how much cheese I'm gonna need. 1 pound, 16 ounces, is that enough? I'm going 2 8-ounce craft.
So assembly is super easy, right? We're just gonna take, and first thing that's gonna go down is a layer of bolognese at the bottom of my pan.
Start scooping some, maybe I'm putting too much sauce in this first layer, but.
Next, you're gonna do a layer of noodles.
Layer of noodles. So I said I was going this way.
And then you're gonna do bechamel on top of your noodles.
Then bechamel. How much of this I'll have left for everything?
You're gonna do parm. Then you're gonna do your shredded mozz.
Mozzarella. Okay, starting to look like a lasagna.
And then you're gonna do bolognese.
Back to the sauce. I'm not gonna be able to smooth out quite the same way I did on that bottom layer.
And then repeat. Noodles, bechamel, parm, mozz. What was the last one? Bolognese.
Tear some pieces. That did not work. Wow, this is ugly. Okay, then bechamel, then Parmesan, back to the bolognese. Okay, he said to fill it up to the very top, so we're going 1 last layer. Plenty of noodles. Use the last bits.
And then when you get to the top, this is the pro tip that I feel like people kind of mess up here, because I've messed this up a million times just because I'm not thinking. Leave the mozzarella off of the top layer. So then your last
And I'm trying to fill up this pan.
Yeah, you're trying to go to the tippy top of this pan. But the reason you want just that bolognese to be the top layer is we're going to do additional reduction. Because if you put that mozz on top right now, it's going to get dark brown before the rest of it has had time to come up to temperature and to fully cook. And so...
All right, I've done the last layer, ended on sauce like we're supposed to do. Time to put this in the oven.
So really let it cook. Again, you're going to throw it back in your 350-degree oven. And you're going to really let it cook. The top is going to start to get like a really dark color. And so then that's when you know that like your lasagna is like done.
Right, the timer's been set. I don't quite understand why it needs to go in so long, since everything in it is cooked, but I guess that's the magic.
Yeah, I don't want to lead you too much. Like, are we talking 30 minutes? We talking 10 minutes? An hour?
So
All right, don't tell me.
350-degree oven, I would say you're looking at 45 minutes, probably minimum. So really don't be afraid to let it get like dark. Obviously, if you're smelling burning, you're burning. Yeah.
All right, it's been 45 minutes. I looked at it. It's definitely dark and crispy on the edges, so we're taking it out.
So you'll take it out. You'll just murder the top of the thing with mozzarella. Like there's never too much, because you're going to want to get then like that nice dark, like bubbly, cheesy top to it.
Now I'm going to, as the directions specifically state, murder it with cheese, which I didn't do because I ran out of cheese.
So you cover it in mozz, put it back in, turn that broiler on, and then just watch that thing like a hawk. But once you're in broiler land, you're not leaving that thing. You're alert. They're staring at it.
Put on the broiler. And he says, until done. I looked at the cheese. It's browned. I think it's done.
And I'm super excited. Whenever it's done, we're going to meet back up. I'm going to taste this lasagna, and we're going to see if you went wrong, where you went wrong.
All right, sounds good.
Jordan! This is amazing. So
it looks like lasagna, doesn't it?
Looks a lot like lasagna.
Now we'll see if it tastes like lasagna.
I honestly kind of feel like you completely downplayed your chef abilities Can't wait another second. I'm gonna take a bite. I'm excited. Let me try this thing.
Going for the edge side.
Oh, yeah.
Is that your favorite?
I think so. This is delicious.
And end of video.
Any possible critique I have in here,
There's gotta be something, come on.
I feel like it's could maybe be considered a touch salty for people. I thought looking at it that maybe the noodles were gonna be a little too al dente, but the noodles seem perfect. I'm tasting something not necessarily bad, but I just don't know what it is, and I'm not expecting whatever this flavor is. It's maybe a little bit on the sweet side. Honestly though, for like an American, especially like Midwest palate, I would be willing to bet hands down that 9 out of 10 people on the street would taste this lasagna and think it tasted delicious.
My wife loved it.
Did she really?
She's not into Italian food.
Dude.
She never ordered a lasagna ever. She'll eat the Stouffer's lasagna, but not really enjoy it. She said it doesn't have some taste that the frozen ones have that she doesn't like.
Interesting.
And she actually ate a full portion at dinner, and she ate it the next night as a leftover, which is uncalled. I mean, like, never happens in my house.
I feel like there's nowhere else we can go for here. Like, first episode, I think we crushed it.
Yeah.
You clearly know how to cook, so we're not doing any. Bye, YouTube. Like, it really looks to me like you got like a really nice uniform dice on your carrots. Like, so good.
By all stretches, a total success of the experiment. You told me how to cook this. I went and did it. I mean, I had a recipe in terms of what you told me verbally.
But not a lot of specific measurements of anything. But unless you know what to actually look for in the thing you're cooking, you're gonna be lost.
In the moment, it was stressful. It was like so many things. It's taking forever. Looking back on it, I think I could make this tomorrow without the recipe.
Yeah. Take back my salty comment. I think I was just looking for something to say. Yeah, I am really excited to see the footage and kind of how
excited to show it to you, trust me.
How the chaos of making it turned into something that was such a resounding success.
I'm looking forward to seeing what I can make next. I don't know if it needs to be something that takes 5 hours. Like maybe we could do something that's a little bit shorter time frame. I don't know if people out there have a recommendation of something I should try to tackle next, but
yeah, if anyone has an idea, leave it in the comments. Like, my expectations are gonna be through the roof on any subsequent dish that you make now.
Oh boy. The cashier did the old, looks like someone's making a lasagna. I told her I was gonna give it a shot. She said, I like the Stouffer's.